Hey Aries, and welcome to your May 2019 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. Coming out of your time of the year, moving into the rest of this new year for you. I think you're doing great. I think you look beautiful. I think that things are getting much more balanced than they have before. I love seeing justice upright as your central theme. It's so rare for me to even get that card. I don't get justice so much, and then especially upright and in the center. To me, it says you've really achieved a grander sense of balance than you've had in a long time. Even if you have some weird, I don't know, traumatic things that have been coming up, or disagreements, or lack of follow through. There's something through this month in May that really puts things back into balance. So I want you to know that. I want you to realize that coming into May, that this is a balancing month for you, and the canvas is being blankened, the scales are being evened, and whatever it takes for that process to happen, it's going to happen. So if you start to see a lot of changes coming into the month of May, Aries, remember that in the back of your head. Remember, I'm evening out. I'm getting balanced. I feel like the chemicals, the hormones within are getting balanced this month, and you are really starting to have an emotional evolution and awakening, leaving behind confining, constricting experiences and opting in to new, emotionally open, and I want to say emotionally secure experiences. I actually kind of like the Knight of Cups upright for you, because it says to me emotional intelligence and knowing who you need to trust deeply with your emotions and who not. Sometimes Aries can not be so open with people that they trust a lot, then be very open with people who haven't earned their trust. It's not because you're secretive, but sometimes you don't want to freak out your close relationships by going crazy emotionally. So you kind of save that sometimes for people who aren't so close. So I feel like you're getting better with that. You're really understanding who needs to hear what from you, what relationship should entail what type of communication. And there's just a really good growth I sense here relating to how you voice your emotions, which is really good. I also sense new teamwork coming in for you in May, and a new sense of thriving. So thriving in teamwork, Nine of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles close together. Along with Knight of Pentacles, there's a new career situation, I think, coming for many of you as the Lovers is reversed. So you're not so much in the choosing place anymore. You're deciding. You've made a decision and you're committed to something here, and you're connected to it. So you have to start working within those confines, building teamwork, and allowing yourself to thrive in what way you can there. So this is an incredible month to devote yourself, to marry a project, to really work hard on a project, with yourself or with others. It's really beautiful to see that coming up for you all this month. I like that you have new opportunities for benevolence too. There's so much yellow in this reading, so much solar plexus energy, that anything which has become lesser or anything which has become not enough for you, you can really overcome with simplicity, I feel, through creativity. Solar plexus activation always brings with it a desire somewhere, wanting something in your gut. So you can see yourself wanting the promotion, wanting the relationship that's healthy, so much that you really aren't inhibited in manifesting it. So your wants grow here, your desires grow here, and that somehow brings you back to balance. So I do see overcoming depression, overcoming inhibitions, overcoming anxiety, and meeting that with love, light, and desire, okay? Try to seek fairness in your experiences this month. Again, for the intuitive messages, before we get into the week to week, do think about what a balanced decision would be, what a fair, just decision would be towards other people coming from you. Something that contributes not only to your balance as a person, but to the balance of other people. I do feel like temper, anger, inability to control oneself during this time for Aries does really scatter things up. So there should be an easiness when it comes to voicing your emotions, or a second nature starting to form there, where you're not bottling things up and then it's exploding. There should start to come an easy dialogue with the right people about which emotions should be shared. And that consistency there really does help to cleanse out some of the auric field. So do strive for that if you can, striving for allowing yourself to move into a healthier communication pattern regarding emotions. So important for Aries, because sometimes even when the right people are there, or the spiritual learning or ascension has happened, by habit we can still act emotionally in congruency with a past self, even when that's no longer applicable or it's not necessary. So I would definitely challenge you, Aries, in the month of May to think, am I emotionally acting in a way that is just congruent with the past self? Can I overcome this? Can I start to voice myself in a way that is good for not only for myself, but for the people around me as well? There's a congruency, I feel, that lines up with your inner needs and the needs of people around you. So justice comes in, that balancing of the scales, that blanketing of the canvas comes in to really set people like straight and to sort of like rewind people. Like if you think of those like winding toys, you like wind them up and then they go. I feel you to be like rewound here in this month, and also rewinding the people around you, and then everybody has more energy, everybody has more, strength and ability to move forward. So you'll have more energy here, more solar plexus energy, more ability to pursue things. So enjoy that and just strive for balance and communicative balance of emotions. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the week to week, Aries. Week number 1 of May, you have 4 of Wands reversed, rooted down by 3 of Pentacles. I like it a lot. You can't get falsely connected to things which aren't going to come through. So you have to be careful of, what do I want to say? Making something that's too small right now too big. So, starting the new business and investing too heavily in it, investing too much time into something that's still small. It's one thing to be passionate and to want to do it, but it might not be the best time to really push yourself to do something that's not natural because it looks good or because it might look good in the future. 4 of Wands reversed always gives me the impression that we're making ourselves enjoy something because of perhaps the vanity of it or because of how it looks, not necessarily because it's something authentic to us. So I would challenge you to look at that and think, is this right for me? Is this appealing to my vanity or appealing to other people and not me? And how can I put myself into a path where that's not the case? How can I start pursuing things slowly here where I actually have a true sense of teamwork? Because 3 of Pentacles comes as a result. It's rooting that down through seeing the false idea of what this thing that wasn't authentic to you, through seeing what that could have been, what you wanted it to be, and also by default how that wasn't right. You pull in people, you pull in teammates, you pull in coworkers, you pull in people who can actually help you build what is needed. So this could also be interpreted as building the foundation of that 4 of Wands. Again, 4 of Wands is like looking the part. It's where everyone wants to be. It's the celebration after hard work is done. It's the completion, and it's premature completion as well. Finishing something faster than you expected. Doing something more easily than you expected, making more money than you expected, but it's reversed. So that's what leads me to think that there's a sense of like vanity or lack of authenticity connected to it. And 3 of Pentacles is rooting that down to now give you the foundation to truly understand what is authentic and how you can build that quick success, that quick money, that quick, beautiful nature that's coming up. How you can build that sturdily and sustain that. Okay. So the first week is about learning how to sustain that incredible vision that you have. Okay. So those notes will be around you. Those lessons will be around you. Just keep an eye out for them. Week number 2, 9 of Pentacles, rooted down by the Lovers reversed. So you are not having to be at the crossroads here. You could make yourself be at the crossroads if you wanted to make yourself do that, or you could thrive in a decision. I feel like Aries does have to thrive in a decision this month. It's not about, deliberating at the crossroads. It's not about thinking this way or that way, this way or that way. It should be pretty clear after the first week what wasn't right, what wasn't authentic, what looked good on paper but really wasn't right for you. And then that sort of makes the default path over here. When you see that something wasn't right over here, you don't keep going towards it, you shift. Sometimes Aries is too loyal about these things, or too Aries does not like to accept defeat. Aries does not like to start something and have it crumble. Okay. And that's okay. Because you can really take some of these things that you've invested into this thing over here and put it into this thing that's actually right. And it's about committing to that decision. It's about doing that. And it's really about getting creative with that. 9 of Pentacles is incredibly creative. It's, honing your inner space, honing your environment to be supportive of creativity. And rooted down by the Lovers reversed, it's just really a note from the universe that you don't have to get stuck at the crossroads with that. Is it going to be my creativity that prevails, or my workaholic tendencies that prevail? Is it going to be my need for security that prevails, or my desire to have something new and fresh that prevails? Feeling like you can't have both. Merge them together. The Lovers reversed, we're afraid that things can't be merged together. We're afraid that we have to choose between happiness or money or, love or intimacy. Like we feel like we can't have both. But you can, and you can easily thrive in it. Week number 3, Knight of Pentacles rooted down by Ace of Swords reversed. Not the biggest week of the month. There's like, again, your logical capacity, the way that you process things is changing, and you're not loving something about that. You're struggling maybe to let go of things, or you're feeling like your brain just isn't catching up, like you're not working quick enough, or, you want to work quicker. You have to start spending a bit less, okay? Knight of Pentacles is about small expenditures of energy, small expenditures of money that don't void your energy. What do I mean by that? When we have a big expenditure of energy, when we have a big, like huge investment of energy into something, especially when we're not sure of it, or if it's something that's not quite authentic, it slows down the rest of our body. It gives us less to work with. So Knight of Pentacles kind of comes in to say, you can spend less, you can put less into this, you can save more for yourself and put it into things that are authentic. And that's going to help you process things better. That's going to give you more energy to understand what is and isn't right. And sometimes that comes with responsible choices. Okay, we move into the 4th week. The Hanged Man reversed, rooted down by Knight of Cups. Responsibility, self-responsibility, overcoming self-righteousness. Okay, big thing for Aries. There's a new you here, in the sense that Aries is self-righteous, probably one of the most self-righteous signs of the zodiac, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think of like Aries and Leo when I think of self-righteous, and also actually Cancer, so some of you might be surprised. But yes, Aries needs to be self-righteous to a degree, because it is the sign of the fire inner self. The fiery inner self is Aries, and it needs to love itself. It needs to find confidence within itself to operate well. But there's a responsibility that you are learning here of how to cradle that, and how to not use that in an egoic, vain way, but rather how to use that in a way that builds you up, ascends you, as well as the people around you, as well as your troop, your tribe, with the understanding of who needs to do what, who needs to know what, and who needs that investment of energy into them. I think you've been really held down and disconnected on account of investing the wrong type of energy in the wrong people. So trusting deeply, emotionally, the person who is a gossiping alcoholic. Doubting sincerely the person who has been through what you've been through many times before and might have wisdom. Okay, there's due to this cardinal thing that's been going on for like the last 10 years for you guys, a little bit more actually. Pluto moving retrograde, Saturn moving retrograde in Capricorn, your cardinal sign, your fellow cardinal sign that's squaring you. It's not a paranoia, but it's a tendency to second guess when things are right, or when things are intuitive and easy. Both of those planets deal with hardships and deal with deeply penetrating hardships. And Capricorn is also this type of thing, so it goes retrograde, and you start to see, wow, I've kind of been attributing the wrong roles to people in my life. It's like the people in your life haven't been given the right roles by you. Again, it's like trusting the gossiping alcoholic with all of your secrets. Being upset at the person who's been through what you've been through and not accepting their wisdom because there's like because they're like jealous of you or something, and it like takes away the value of something that is actually valuable in them. So starting to not character cast people. You see the gossiping alcoholic be like very supportive, and then you character cast them. Oh, supportive person, supportive, trustable person. And then you see this like really wise person who's been through what you've been through, and they're like, saying something jealous about someone else, and like, jealous person, not wise. People are complex and get deeper and deeper over these next 5 months, and you have to see the ridges. You have to see the complexity, because that's where you lead back to balance. We get back to justice as your central theme. That's where you find balance once more, is in that trust, in that blanketing of the canvas. So through character casting people before, you see how that wasn't right, and you see how you can also be complex, because you don't have to character cast yourself either. You don't have to keep contributing or committing to one role that isn't right. I know this is all complex. This is all very paradigm oriented, intuitive messages, so I know it's like deep and not like the funnest thing in the world, but I just love that you guys see it this month, and you see that there is a complexity to people and a complexity to yourself, which becomes simplicity. You you make things be too simple, they become complex, vice versa. And this month you move on and you move on out of that. And I see, to get more mundane with things, a lot of you just getting a lot of new relationships, new people coming in as you accept that things can be a little bit more complex here, as you learn who is the right person to do what in your life, as you delegate properly, as you emote super properly. And as your like mental processing becomes stronger and you sort of devote yourself to the things that are right, it introduces a whole new group of people. It introduces a whole new group of circumstances for many of you, new opportunities at old relationships that went awry, new opportunities for closure, new opportunities for big money. It's all there. It's just like right around the corner, and it really relies on you having this click, okay? Anyway, Aries, it's been really wonderful to read for you. I hope that the reading resonated. I have been so happy to be here. Your likes, subscribes, and comments make my day. You can check below on my channel to find your sun, moon, rising sign. Definitely watch them. It's always good to see, the sun, moon, rising sign, or anything that you have like conglomerated in your chart. So any stelliums or any like really full houses in your chart, it's good to check those signs as well. And thank you guys so much for being here. You can check the description box below. I am on Patreon. I'm on social media. All of that info is there. You can get these readings early and ad-free, as well as other bonus content that is not available here on YouTube. So check out my Patreon page. I would so enjoy to have you there. We'll be talking soon. Aries, good luck with this beautiful month for you. Bye.